Hello, today we're going to talk about functions. All right, what a function is it's a basic equation. We're going to talk about the slopes. We're talking about the slope-intercept form, I guess, for an example. So whenever you have one input, which is also called your domain or your x value, you will only get one output, or what is also known as your range, or a y value. All right. Another way to put this is your output is determined by your input. So for an example, if I say I have 2x equals 12. All right, and I go ahead and solve it. Say x is 6. So when I redo this, I'm going to input 6 as my x. All right, 2 times 6 gives me 12 every time, right? You've learned this since you were in elementary school. 2 times 6 gives me 12. This is my input. This is my output. Now what this is saying, one input for every one output, the next time I do this, I'm not going to say, oh, 2 times 3 is going to give me 12. All right? No. When I input 6, I'm going to get my one output. All right? Or this time I'm going to put in 6 and get 14. All right, one input, and that is a different output. Or if I say, all right, 2 times 6, and that's going to give me 3. No, every time I put 6 in here, I'm going to get 12. Every time. Now there's this thing that people like to show. It's called a function machine. Now there's a video out there also about a chicken, it's a food thing where the chickens go in and chicken nuggets come out. I don't have that video. But people always like to say it's a function machine. So if my function is I don't like, that's not a function. Function is this. Well, we'll say, for the sake of it. This is my equation, and this whole thing is my function machine. Let's say my x equals 4. This is my input. It's what I'm putting into this equation and what I get out. So when I plug 4 in, that gives me 2 times 4 plus 3. So that gives me 11. This is my output. All right? Y equals 11 is my output. The next time I do this and I put 4 in, what am I going to get out? I'm going to get out 11 again. I'm not going to put in 4 one time and get y equals 14. It's never going to happen. So one input has exactly one output. And this output is determined by your input. Now I could say x equals 6. So throw that in there, and I get 12, 15. So every time I put 6 into this function machine, I'm going to get y equals 15 out. It's never going to change. All right, now we're going to evaluate some functions. So let's say a school play sells tickets for $5 a piece. All right. So what is the total cost? Whatever you want to say. So our function here, or our equation that we're plugging it into, is, I'm going to plug it in this way, just because it looks better. So the 5 here is the amount of money. The x is how many tickets and this is going to end up being the total cost. All right. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So if I only have one person going, I need to buy one ticket. I input 1 into this. So f of 1 equals 5 times 1. So all I do is just put my 1 there. So this equals 5. So if I buy one ticket, I'm always going to owe $5. So these are my inputs. So now I'm going to buy 2 tickets. And that's 10. So every time I buy 2 tickets, how much am I going to owe? I'm going to owe $10. Now what if I buy 3 tickets? 15. All right, I'm not going to go to this play and say I need 2 tickets and then pay $20 for 2 tickets. No, the tickets are $5. So if I buy 2 tickets, I'm always going to owe $10. My input was 2. I'll always have the same output when it comes to this function. So then f of 4, that's 20. And there you go. I'm not going to do 5. So there you go. You input whatever your x value is in, and then you get your output, which is your y, and then you get your point. So this point would actually be 1, 5, 2, 10, 3, 15, and 4, 20 are your points here. The x points are your inputs, your outputs are your y points. All right, example 2, what is an output value if the input is 4.5? So I'm going to input 4.5 in here. What is my output? So 2 times 4.9 is 9 plus 0.5. So whenever 4.5 or x is 4.5, your y will be 9.5. So your point here is 4.5, 9.5. All right, so a function rule, if input multiplied by 6, complete this table. So -5 goes 6 times -5, which is -30. 0, if I'm going to input 0, 6 times 0 is 0. There you go. So every time I input -5, I get -30. Every time I plug in 0, I get 0. 742. All right, the last one, what we're going to do is we're going to match the inputs to the outputs using this. All right, so then f of 6 equals 3 times 6 minus 2. So 3 times 6 is 18 minus 2 is, so anytime 6 is x, or x is 6, the answer is 16. So 5. So we're going to input 5. So 15 minus 2 is 13. So anytime I input 5, my output is 13. So let's input 4. Anytime we input 4 into this equation, we get 10. And anytime we input 7, our output is 19. And there you go. All you're doing is inputting, outputting. You'll never, notice you never have the same number having two different outputs. All right, this has been functions. Hope it helped. Good luck.